Coming together is a beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is success. It's no secret, friends, you have a purpose and you have the highest potential. Dream it, believe it, achieve it. So dream big, truly believe in it, and achieve it 100% to live the life fullest. And I want to join hands with you on this mission to learn and grow together, to engage, enlighten, and empower. Yes, this is solo episode of your host Jyoti G on Stars of Learning podcast. Let's begin. Hey friends, so glad that you're joining me today, and today's topic is very interesting. It's called Trip Called Life, Believe in Yourself. So put your gears on as I'm talking about none other than Charlie Chaplin, a worldwide icon who rose to fame in the era of silent films. And his birthday was on 17th April, and I was going through his biography. And today I'm going to bring you the best lessons taught by Charlie Chaplin, and which really made me think more about self-love. And I couldn't agree more, as I felt it's so true even today. And story of real life persons and the way they bring value, and the morals, the way they connect to the real life examples are very inspiring. First and foremost, his ability to make the world laugh, and I think the world needed that kind of a cheering up. He brought in, through sadness also, he brought in a lot of humor, right? He brought so much of joy to so many people on that screen. And I think it's impossible for anybody not to look at Charlie Chaplin and not to laugh. Agree? The greatest life lessons of Charlie Chaplin are authenticity, maturity, respect, self-confidence, love of oneself, simplicity, wisdom of the heart, fulfillment, and that is life. And I want to explain all of these in little detail so that you will be able to connect and resonate what I mean to say. So his lesson number one is authenticity. Okay. And his authenticity quote is, as I began to love myself, I found that anguish and emotional sufferings are only warning signs that I was living against my own truth. Today, I know this is authenticity. So what connects me to this kind of a quote was that, two words that can change the way we approach for self-love is, can I or I can. So it's very important that we choose the right option to create that kind of a difference in our life. And this authenticity, right, is required to maintain a harmony between our thoughts and feelings. And only then we are motivated to take the right decisions or right actions in whatever we do in our life. And the second lesson is about maturity. So maturity, his quote says, as I began to love myself, I stopped craving for a different life. And I couldn't see that everything that surrounded me was inviting me to grow. Today, I call it maturity. So friends, for me, maturity means when I was connecting the dots to what Sir Charlie was talking, maturity means it brings courage to us. A lot of courage brings peace within ourselves, self-respect, values, and it also enables us to take right decision, right? Connecting to the authenticity. The most important lesson, I learned watching during my childhood or while growing up Chaplin movies, is that life will always be complicated, and being truthful regardless of what people think or say or the situations matters a lot. And only then the maturity kicks in with us. It only then we will be able to grow in all parts of life, when we focus on self-talk and living to the values. Else there's no maturity. And the third lesson he talks is about respect. So when I say respect, he says, as I begin to love myself, I understand how much it can offend somebody if I try to force my desires on this person, even though I knew the time was not right and the person was not ready for it, and even though this person was me. Today I call it respect. So it's so simple, right? And respect cannot be loosely told. Respect is a two-way street. Chaplin, as an iconic leader, I think he demonstrated this trait, and he valued people's emotion and respected it. And the real power is when you treat every individual in the same way with no parity. And respect follows, friends. And the lesson for what Charlie Chaplin brings is self confidence. And what he says is, as I began to love myself, I understood that at any circumstance, I'm in the right place at the right time, and everything happens at the exactly right moment. So I could be calm. Today, I call it self confidence. So I think this is a great strategy of Charlie Chaplin, being pious and dignity, and also burying all the problems and the situation he was facing through smile at any given circumstances. And you can see this through his movies, and I believe that boosted his self confidence, which led him to face any challenges in life. And the lesson 5 is about love of oneself. And the quote says is, as I began to love myself, I freed myself of anything that is no good for my health, food, people, things, situations, and everything that drew me down and away from myself. At first, I called this attitude a healthy egoism. Today, I know it is love of oneself. I think I've written a blog last time on self love, and this was so much resonating with me. I think let's agree that, right? Everybody is dealing with one issue or the other, right? Self care is a priority and not a luxury, friends. And when I talk about this, I'm following this path. Hence, I'm able to say it more confidently. I understood that healthy egoism is the basis for everything. Okay, and not negativity. To stand up for your own needs as well as to support anybody, right? This what does this do? Loving oneself, it turns you, help you not to get stuck with the negative egos clashes you come through, but you are able to nurture the people, nurture the society in a positive manner. And that's phenomenal when you start loving yourself. Do that kind of a discovery, and do look at my previous blog, which will at least able to connect and follow that path for you. And the lesson 6, which Charlie Chaplin is talking, is about the modesty. So what does he say is, as I began to love myself, I quit trying to always be right, and ever since I was wrong less of the time. Today, I discovered that is modesty. So, friends, Charlie strived towards what is impossible, being honest, and making meaningful connection with the people, right? And this is the greatest quality of a leader. And this may look very simple to you, but this is a strong message and a very difficult path to follow, because you are being familiar with both sides of the fence, and you still make a choice, even being in adverse situations. And when you're in the adverse situation, you have to be truthful also. That matters. Like for example, beyond right or wrong, what it is, beyond good or bad, or beyond true or false, you have to make that decision, and that's modesty. And the next lesson he's talking about is simplicity. And that's lesson number 7 for you. As I begin to love myself, I quit stealing my own time, and I stopped designing huge projects for the future. Today, I only do what brings me joy and happiness, things I love to do, and that makes my heart cheer, and I do them in my own way and in my own rhythm. Today, I call it simplicity. so phenomenal, right? And so very well laid out. Uh, so I'm sure you will agree with me when I say each one of us are running the race with lot of clutter, negativity, and complications, forgetting the funda of being happy and joyful, right? So for this, friends, you need to be bold in thinking and beautiful at heart, else you can't follow the life of simplicity you know and for me, what has worked is gratitude and positive mindset. These are the simple tools I use to bring joy and happiness. And the lesson number 8 is wisdom of the heart. So, what he says is, as I begin to love myself, I recognize that my mind can disturb me and it can make me sick. True. But as I connected it to my heart, my mind became a valuable ally. Today, I call this connection wisdom of the heart. So, friends, our mind is a super power tool, and I don't know how many gigabytes or terabytes it has, but our heart is the essence of life. Agree? And it's important for anyone with a self love or self discovery to knock the limiting beliefs, false accusation, being very critical about ourselves, which actually restricting our growth. So bringing this balance between the mind and the heart will influence your physical, emotional, spiritual well-being. And definitely this is for betterment of yourself and for the society, friends. So try practicing this. And his lesson number 9 is all about fulfillment. So as I began to love myself, I refused to go on living in the past and worrying about the future. Now I only live for the moment where everything is happening. Today, I live each day, day by day, and I call it fulfillment. How many of you can practice this? I believe that that the longer we live in past, the less we enjoy the future, and both cannot be controlled by anybody, right? Including the CEO of the organization, president of the country, or the multi-billionaire, or anybody for that matter. So the true power is to live in the present. So this actually works for the betterment, again, for yourself and for the society and for the people around you. So just focusing on your daily activities, celebrating small wins has helped me um, phenomenally. And definitely when you do this day by day, all your activities accomplishment, right, you're soon reaching towards your goals. And when you're reaching towards your goal, you're more confident, and that's so fulfilling when you look back also. So that's the fulfillment which Charlie sir is talking here. And the last but not the least, lesson number 10, that is life. We no longer need to fear arguments, confrontations, or any kind of a problems with ourselves or others. Even stars collide, and out of their crashing, new worlds are born. Today, I know that is life. So, so, uh, so look at the nature of power itself, right? Stars collide and a new world is born. So life, and we have one life. So life is all about to let go the ego and move forward. And don't break your head too much about the past. But we need to be careful on what we need to tolerate and being critical to ourselves. I believe for me, peace is more important than anyone's critics or judgment or any kind of a statement. And definitely there is no stopping. If you look back at your memory, or you want to resonate what has happened in the past, it's look at it as a learning, as an experience gained. And most important, it is to understand there is abundance of choices in life, right? So that's what makes a difference, and that's life, friends. To conclude, friends, going through his biography, going through his couple of movies, on from last 2 weeks, recollecting Charlie Chaplin's, 3 heart-touching statements. I think these are very, very powerful. Nothing is permanent in this world, not even our troubles. Okay. I like walking in the rain because nobody can see my tears. The most, and this is the one I love, guys, the most wasted day in life is the day in which we have not laughed at all. So we all, I think, we all go through the adversity of life. We all go through challenges, and you pinpoint, you ask anybody, do you have a problem? Yes, they do. Okay, but do we know how to deal with it is important, and dealing it, and you do have a plan A, plan B, plan C, and there are many options for you. Yeah, so that's how you should be looking at and enjoying the trip called life. Life will never come again, and the day gone is gone. So live today, friends, with self discovery, happiness, and joy. So if you agree and resonate with what I say, please feel free to share this episode with all who you care and need this message. And thank you so much, friends. Really appreciate your time and effort for tuning in to this interesting topic called trip called life. Believe in yourself. And I would also be keen to know what was your views on this topic when I was sharing. What was your learning? Please do leave a comment there. Thank you so much. And this is Jyoti signing off from Stars of Learning podcast.